You may hear what is happening in the Middle East now, where several countries sever their diplomatic relationship with Qatar. These countries accuse Qatar of funding terrorism and manipulating internal affairs of its neighboring countries. Qatar says that the accusation is false and unjustified. Have you heard about Qatar before? I bet you have, particularly on certain aspects like Qatar Airways, Qatar will hosting FIFA World Cup in 2022, and Qatar as a hotspot for tourist destinations. You probably knew that Qatar is a wealthy country, mainly due to its vast oil deposits. You should also know about news agency Al Jazeera, but not many know it is a state-funded news broadcaster based in Doha, Qatar. Well, that's pretty much it. How about politics? We did not know much about its politics and certainly not knowing the role it plays in international arena. This is because Qatar has a relatively stable politics unlike its neighbors who gain pretty much all the attention from the media. Also, Qatar is a small country which supposedly seems negligible in international politics. It certainly will not become a regional power in the Gulf of the Middle East. However, this country actually held considerable political influence and acting actively as a middle power. The question is, why bigger countries like Saudi Arabia and Egypt and their partners so eager to boycott a small country like Qatar? In this series, I love to bring you a country's profile which I get primarily from Wikipedia so that we can gain at least a minimal understanding of countries that we heard in everyday life. For this episode, let's start with Qatar. Qatar is a sovereign country located in Western Asia, occupying the small Qatar Peninsula on the northeastern coast of the Arabian Peninsula. Its sole land border is with Saudi Arabia to the south, with the rest of its territory surrounded by the Persian Gulf. An arm of the Persian Gulf separates Qatar from the nearby island country of Bahrain. Doha is the capital and the largest city with the population close to 1.5 million. Arabic is official language while English is widely spoken through the nation, especially in commerce. Islam is Qatar's predominant religion and enjoys official status. Most Qatari citizens belong to the Salafi Muslim movement of Sunni Islam and about 20% follow Shia Islam. As mentioned just now, we call a Qatar population as Qatari. In early 2017, Qatar total population was 2.6 million. 313,000 are Qatari citizens and 2.3 million are expatriates. Quarter of the total population is Indian ethnicity, while Qatari only constitute 12%. Other significant ethnic groups are Nepali, Bangladeshi, Filipinos, Sri Lankan, and Pakistani. Qatar total area is 11,586 km², ranked at 164 in the world. So, how Qatar came into being? Following Ottoman rule, Qatar became a British protectorate in the early 20th century until gaining independence in 1971. Qatar has been ruled by the House of Sani since the early 19th century. Sheikh Jassim bin Mohammed Al Sani was the founder of this country. Qatar is a hereditary monarchy and its current head of state is Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Sani. Qatar is a high-income economy, backed by the world's third-largest natural gas reserve and oil reserve. The country has the highest per capita income in the world. Qatar is classified by the United Nations as a country of a very high human development and is the most advanced Arab state for the human development. Its total GDP is about 347 billion and ranked at 51 biggest. The income or wealth distribution, however, is at medium level at Gini 41.1%. As we're talking about the ongoing 2017 diplomatic crisis, we should touch a bit about defenses and military power. Qatar spent about 3.7 billion or 1.8% of total GDP in 2014, which is the second lowest among GCC countries. Its available manpower, active frontline personnel, and total aircraft is the weakest among 6 Gulf states. Its naval strength, however, is the biggest with the 80 total ships. Qatar also have 92 tanks. 62 of it are a modern main battle tank Leopard 2A7 Plus made by Germany. Another 30 are AMX 30 MBT. It is also should be noted here that simply states that Qatar plans to transform and significantly enlarge its armed forces have accelerated in 2014. And in 2010-2014, Qatar was the 46th largest arms importer in the world. Orders in 2013 for 62 tanks and 24 self-propelled guns from Germany will follow in 2014 by a number of other contracts, including 24 combat helicopters and 3 AEW from the US and 2 tankers aircraft from Spain. Qatar also hosting the biggest concentration of military personnel in the Middle East at the Qatar Al Udeid Air Base. This military base is home to some 11,000 US military personnel. Military-wise, Qatar has no chance against Saudi Arabia or UAE but do have considerable strength against Oman, Kuwait or Bahrain. Qatar's strength also lies on diplomacy and support gained by the big players in the region like Turkey and Iran. It is difficult to tell whether the crisis will escalate reaching to the use of arms power, but considering Saudi Arabia and its coalition willing to take action in Yemen years before, there is a possibility of GCC tanks tapping into Qatar lands. To sum up, Qatar is a small country located in Persian Gulf in the Middle East. Population is small, dominating by expatriate. While Islam is official religion, its percentage of total population is not that overwhelming, mainly due to large number of expatriates. It is considered as a modern and moderate Islamic state with active roles in international politics. There is no doubt that Qatar is a very rich country counting on its natural resources and tourism. Politically, it's a stable country ruled by the monarch of Al Thani. Okay, that's all for now. I hope we can gain some information and understanding about this interesting country. Till next time, bye bye.